just to start off, like, I'm not like a doctor, a scientist, a celebrity. I'm here as a caregiver. My whole thing is I just feel like I've kind of figured out a lot of creative ways to have fun with my mom, in a way that really, really has improved her mood and mine as well. And I really love sharing that advice with other caregivers. So that is why I'm here. My mom, she got diagnosed with advanced early onset Alzheimer's about 3 years ago. She's 60 right now. And when she first got diagnosed, it absolutely destroyed me in the beginning. I really can't emphasize enough how bad I was at figuring out how to cope with this disease. I defaulted to avoidance. That was my thing. I probably saw her like maybe only on weekends the first 6 to 9 months of her diagnosis, because it really hurt me to see my mom, the person who always took care of me, unable to take care of herself. I didn't know how to deal with it. When I was with her, the little I would cry all the time in front of her. It was a very bad situation. And few months go by, and fortunately I had a very incredible dad who taught me that perspective is like truly everything. And I think that's when it started to click for me that my mom was never going to get better, so I had to be the one who got better. And I just stopped seeing her as like this Alzheimer's diagnosis, and learned to just brush off the bad stuff and just kind of exist in her world. And when I started living in her reality, that's kind of when things started to come together for me. I started to prioritize her happiness, and we started having fun together and connecting in ways that we've never connected before. And yeah, she just, in that time, she's become so much more consistently happy and energized. So much less anger and violence. She just really improved in like so many ways. So eventually, a few months ago, we started documenting our journey and posting it online, and just kind of sharing our unique, fun approach to this very, very unfun, horrible disease. And the feedback was like crazy incredible. People just really, it really resonated with a lot of people, especially younger caregivers like myself, younger. And yeah, I just feel really lucky to be able to help show other caregivers what my perspective is and what works for me. And I think it's very cool that it's helped work for a lot of people, and I want to keep doing more of this. So yeah.
That's awesome. What would you say your biggest challenge has been during this time?
Just one. Honestly, it's interesting. I think my biggest challenge has been balancing taking care of my mom and taking care of myself. I've been hyper focused on the taking care of her aspect of it all. I think I've definitely grown into that. I've learned a lot of things. I don't know as much about taking care of myself. So much of my time is invested in like her and her happiness, and then like 4 days will go by and I'll be like, oh my God, I haven't spoken to another human being in 4 days, you know? So I think figuring out that balance of caring for someone else and caring for yourself has definitely been the trickiest part of all of this.
If you had one tip to share for someone that's caring for someone they love, maybe a parent with Alzheimer's, what would it be?
Patience, because you cannot do any of the things that I'm about to suggest unless you have patience. In all honesty, I was never a patient person. I would never wait in line for more than 5 minutes for anything. Patience was not one of my attributes. And eventually you just learn, unless you're patient, you're not going to get anything done, you know? There's just so much that happens with Alzheimer's that requires you to just take a deep breath. Remember that when they're screaming horrible things at you, it's not because they think that you're a horrible person. It's because they're angry, they're frustrated, they're hungry, whatever it is, you know? So I'm just, throughout the day, I'm just constantly reminding myself to breathe and be patient and just.
Wow, that's a great tip. Lisa asked, who encouraged you to begin posting?
Oh my, it's actually, that's my favorite part of all of this. It was both of my parents. My mom was I'd say considerably more coherent when this all first started. And my dad was constantly saying like, you gotta like get her to do like a stand-up comedy act with you. I'm like, okay, calm down. That's a bit too much. So we negotiated from going on the road to posting some videos from home. And it actually took me like a year to work up the courage to post the first video I made. I made it a year before I posted it. And
Wow.
it gave me a lot of anxiety. I was really, really nervous. I thought that people were going to be very horrible to me about it, because it's hard to express what caregivers go through to people who don't go through it. You know, like when I have fun with my mom, when we laugh, when we do our thing, I didn't know how that would look to other people. So I think a lot of that just held me back. And then I am so happy that I showed my first YouTube video to my dad actually 2 days before he passed away, and he was so proud of it. So I think that definitely propelled me to like just go full in after that.
Well, we are so glad you did. So thank you again for doing this and for being here. We're trying to rope Erica in for maybe some monthly educations. Definitely get her involved more. So definitely check your calendar for next month, because we want her to come back and share some of her fun tips. So for now, let's get started and tell us how to have fun with someone with dementia. I'm going to remove myself from the video. It's just going to be your lovely face and your screen sharing ability. Everyone else that's joining us, just know that you will have the ability to unmute yourself if you would like to. If you have questions or comments, you can also use the raise your hand option if you see that. If not, you should see a chat option at the bottom of your screen. We'll keep checking that and making sure that all your questions are answered. And when she's done, if there's anything we've missed, we'll just kind of open it up for questions and discussions. Any questions before we get started? Okay.
All right.
Erica, the yours.
Let's do it. So I want this to be as helpful for as many of you as possible. So I figured I would start off with some activity ideas that might be better for people who are in the earlier stages of Alzheimer's. And then I'll move on to like some lighter activity ideas for people who might not be as active. And I'm just going to show you guys some videos of me and my mom in between then, so you guys can get a better idea of how we do things. So I'm going to start with high activity ideas. So something that probably applies to most of you and your loved ones. People with Alzheimer's love being sneaky. I've noticed it is not just my mom, it is almost everyone. My mom, she is obsessed with hiding things. She loves going through things she shouldn't go through. She just loves sneakiness in general. So idea number one is to be sneaky together. I realize it sounds very silly and simple, but that's because it is. Because my mom loves it when she feels like she's breaking the rules. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but my mom, that is her attitude. She loves to break the rules. So I kind of try and take that feeling and channel it towards something that doesn't cause damage. We live with my boyfriend, so my mom loves pretending like we're spying on him when he's working. He loves it less. But we do a lot of things like that. Some other things we like to do for harmless trouble is like Nerf gun battles. My mom, sometimes she thinks that she has to go to school, so I'll tell her that we're going to skip school today and play hooky, and then we'll go for a walk or go to the park or something. My mom always goes through my mail. So I noticed when I started giving her old mail to go through, she loves to go through that, rip it up, and then the actual mail is protected. And prank phone calls, you know, there's a lot of very harmless, sneaky activities that it doesn't hurt to try. I like to think of it as kind of like a controlled burn. You're preventing future less manageable fires when you do that. So that's something that I like to do a lot with my mom. And then next tip might give you a headache, but I promise it is probably worth trying. Give them an instrument, you know, like whether it's something that they played as a child, or maybe something that they've never picked up before. Just the act of being able to make music yourself, especially for them, can have like such a special effect on them. The way my mom became totally engaged when my boyfriend sat down with her to show her the drums was absolutely incredible. I'm pulling up the video now to show you guys, if I can. All right, let's see. All right.
Again.
Like that.
Oh, you like those better? Very good.
Yeah, just it's crazy how engaging music can be for someone, especially if they're the ones creating it. So if you guys have an instrument lying around, it doesn't have to be like an entire drum set. You can get like a stupid flute or something. It's worth trying. And then this is another loud but worth it activity that you guys might not have ever considered: video games. I know a lot of our parents and grandparents probably don't have much experience gaming. Maybe they're like mine and they didn't allow video games in the house and you have a lot of resentment towards it. But regardless, I think that's all the more reason to give it a shot. We noticed that my boyfriend, he plays video games a lot, not too much in case he's watching. But we noticed that my mom would get like really excited just watching him play. It was like very engaging for her, even though she didn't entirely understand what was happening, but she liked watching someone control something and having something crazy move on the TV. So she would watch it, she'd cheer on my boyfriend. I think it was like the new Tony Hawk game that he was playing. But yeah, so one day he just handed her the video game controller and her jaw just like friggin' dropped to the ground. It was crazy to watch her reaction to it. She died within seconds pretty much every single time she played. But like none of that even registered with her, obviously, because she was just like so amazed by looking at the screen and holding this controller and seeing that she's the one controlling it. I'm gonna try and pull up the video for you guys. Sorry, it's lagging. Okay, maybe I'm not gonna pull up the video for you guys.
Erica?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I've got reverb going on. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
First, props to your boyfriend. Oh my gosh. All right, let me figure this out. Let me end on my phone.
Lisa,
Yes,
it shows you're on here twice.
I know. So let me get off my phone.
All right, well, I have the video up, so let me just play that for you because it is awesome. I loved watching my mom learn video games. Okay, here we go.
Whoa! Get
Out of here.
I got it.
I liked it.
Here you go. Oh,
Keep going.
Oh,
Keep looking.
Oh, I did it. Oh, I did it, Robin. Oh, no, oh. Oh, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Make it fly.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh. Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah, so try a video game. It can't hurt. Let's see, my next tip. This is, okay, so this one is my absolute favorite activity to do with my mom whenever she's feeling energized, which is learn a dance. Me and my mom started doing TikTok dances recently, and it is so cool to see how she looks forward to doing these dances. Regardless of the fact we are both very, very bad at them. I promise that if she doesn't come upstairs during this, we can do TikTok dances afterwards, and she's very excited. So for that, I kind of just suggest picking something with easy movements that they might be able to imitate. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a dance on TikTok. It could be like the Macarena or something we all know. But I noticed that my mom gets really invested in like the repetition aspect of learning dances, regardless if she's actually doing the moves right. So what we like to do is we have like dance practice right before, not because it improves our dance, it does not improve our dance at all, but because I can tell that my mom feels like she's really learning something when we do practice, and she gets very invested in that. So let me bring up our video of our dance practice, and then I will show you the dance. And then I'll say gun, and then you do this. And you shoot me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Gun, do the gun, gun, gun. Ready for the gun, 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 gun. And then I'll dance. I'm screen sharing as quickly as I can, I promise. All right.
See me do my dance and these $1,000 pants. Don't disrespect me and my mans. Whole lot of chops on your ass. We just putting dollars on your head. This ass nigga his mama to the feds. Little brother, big brother, started got the dreads. See me.
Yeah, my mom's always down for anything that involves finger guns. It's very cute, unless we're at the airport. And then kind of going off of that, you should try letting them just watch themselves dance. It's not really something I thought to do until my mom started doing it on her own. We were doing our dance thing, and then I left the room for a second, and I came back and saw that she was just watching herself on my phone, just dancing and having like such a deep connection while she was doing it. I'm gonna bring up the video, but like it really does amaze me watching my mom watch herself dance, because you can tell, I'll show it right now, but you can tell that it's like genuinely therapeutic for her. Let's get this one going. I'm getting faster at screen sharing, I think. Yeah, very cool. And then let's see what else. Okay, and then my last high energy tip is to work out together. When I say work out, obviously I do not mean put them on a treadmill and run, because I mean we all know that's not going to work out very well. The only time I ever have success getting my mom to be active is if I make it fun rather than exercise. Regardless of your loved one's fitness level, YouTube is totally the way to go. Like, there are so many silly, easy cardio, dance, like Zumba kind of classes that they have on YouTube, that it'll make moving seem more fun to them. And if you find something that it's too quick, there's too much movement, what I do is I'll just look on YouTube for easy warm-ups that are for kids, and that's one way to get them moving. As you can tell, my mom is very, very tiny and small. She's always been that way, but she's never worked out a day in her life before I started incorporating it into our routines. And she really gets excited just doing simple arm circles, and like the kinds of warm-ups that you typically see like kids do in like gym classes. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to some ideas for people who might be a little less active. Like, obviously, Alzheimer's comes with like varying degrees of physical limitations depending on what stage they might be at. So I try and keep my mom entertained but like not exhausted by incorporating like as many like easy, low activity options as possible. I know like caregiving obviously isn't like a one size fits all situation, and what works for me totally might not work for you. So my first low activity tip is to just let them show you what activities they want to do. I'm always like planning things for my mom and like trying to find all these like crazy like different activities she'll enjoy, but like I notice sometimes she just wants to do like the silly Alzheimer's-y things that she wants to do. So I tried leaning into that, like I tried showing interest in like the harmless and like maybe annoying habits and routines that she likes to do. One example is my mom, if she wakes up before me, she likes to do this thing where she lays out all of her clothes on the bed, like all of them. And like, obviously I hate it. Obviously it's annoying. And part of me really just wants to like lock her closet so it's a non-issue for us. But I always try and pick my battles. And I noticed that she genuinely enjoys making a mess of all of her clothes in the morning. So instead of finding ways to stop it, I started turning it into like a fun morning ritual that she gets really excited about, where she shows me all of her clothes. And then we have like a mini fashion show sometimes, and then she'll help me put them all back in her closet. So it's something we've started doing together that she really enjoys, and it's become a less annoying battle for me because we turned it into something fun. And I will show you an example. This, by the way, this example, this mess does not properly demonstrate the mess that it usually is. Really can't emphasize that enough.
That man. You did this.
Hey, I have a suspicion it was you. No? Who do you think did it? It's quite a lot. Did you have a fashion show this morning? You had a fashion show and you didn't invite me?
I forgot. I didn't even know everybody was.
You forgot to invite me to the fashion show? It's the event of the year, Mom.
Thank you so much.
I'm just playing. All right, should we put them all away now? All right, let's do it.
Holy crap.
Yeah, again, much more of a mess than you see in that video, but we make it fun. And that kind of the TikTok part leads me to my next easy tip. Show them TikTok. Seriously, show them TikTok. Just the content available, the really short clip length, nothing's longer than a minute. Cool effects, filters. Looking at TikTok with my mom has totally become my favorite, like quick sadness, easy fix. She could be pouting, and then I'll show her her favorite TikTok song, and she'll start singing along to it, and everything changes. It is my favorite instant mood changer. I think the length of the videos also has a lot to do with it. But yeah, like my mom has become so obsessed and engaged by TikTok. Something really cool is that the favorite TikTok song I just mentioned, that's the first song I've noticed that she's been able to memorize since her diagnosis, which is something very, very cool to me. I think that really demonstrates like what an impact this like silly little thing has had on her. So I'm gonna show you my mom singing her favorite TikTok song, which will definitely get stuck in your head, by the way. I'm just gonna warn you guys now, sorry.
Now a cowboy needs a hat, needs a hat, needs a hat, and a pair of fancy boots, fancy boots, fancy boots. Now a
Yeah, we are constantly singing "Cowboy Needs a Hat." If she's pouting, I just start singing "Cowboy Needs a Hat." I'll show her the video. It is crazy how well it works. But yeah, there's just like so many fun things for them to discover on TikTok, as long as you can kind of help them. So what I've done is I've personalized my feed around the videos my mom likes. So it's a lot of baby videos, dogs, specifically dogs wearing clothes, people falling. She loves that. But yeah, it's all the things she likes. Plus, she really enjoys having a phone in her hand and being able to just do like the simple motion of swiping up to change videos. It's just a very simple thing that we do together that can keep her entertained for hours. And then on my end, it's exposed me to like this really awesome community of caregivers and supporters, a lot of whom are young like me. Yeah, TikTok's a really great place. So if you haven't thought of trying TikTok, just start an account, see where it goes. Your parent or grandparent might be incredibly entertained by it like mine is. And then some other technology that has been incredibly helpful for keeping her entertained is Snapchat and Instagram filters. Feel like we take these crazy technological things for granted. It is crazy just how much silly filters blow her mind. just the concept of like adding like a little heart on her face, like just changes everything, you know? And it's something that she's able to stay engaged with for a really long time, just because there's so many options that you can try. And she really loves just trying on different silly filters and watching herself in the videos. And I will show you. Oh, wait. No, I will show you.
That elf is so funny.
He's in your hand.
She wants some sticky air.
Now, oh, there it is again.
Mr. Typher.
Hi, Mr. Typher.
Hello.
Is that his name?
No, made it up.
Okay.
So that was Mr. Typher. And then I'm going to show you guys another example, just because it's so cute. But yeah, my mom really does love filters. She's so entertained by them. Even if she hates the way she looks in them, she's still like super jazzed about it, you know? So let me show you guys this one.
It is not me.
Yes, it is.
It is not even my face.
It is.
I'm going home. What is this? It's red.
Look at it's little kisses.
That's disgusting.
It's you.
From my face?
That's you.
You're an egg. I'm gonna be an egg. Look, you're an egg. So I'm an egg. Now what? Goodbye. Bye.
It's you.
Yeah, so even when she doesn't like them, she still loves them. So filters are a great thing to try. If you haven't thought about it, it takes like 1 second of effort, and it will definitely amaze them. So with the whole technology thing, my main point is like, if you guys are relying on just like cable or Netflix for their visual entertainment, I swear you guys are missing out. Like when it comes to TV, obviously my mom has all of her favorites on the DVR, like the Brady Bunch, the Vern and Shirley, just all the shows that I've seen 10,000 times. And those always bring back a lot of really happy memories for her. I know a lot of caregivers, our whole thing is like, we try to have repetition and routines and the same thing going, because it is a good fallback. It does make them happy. And my mom loves watching the shows she watched when she was a little kid. But I also noticed when I started switching things up, she loved that just as much, if not more sometimes. So what I'll do a lot is when I want to try something new with her, I'll put on YouTube. And there's like so many good compilation clips of like babies, dogs. My mom's favorite singer is Cher. So sometimes I'll just throw on like a Cher concert and she'll just get up and dance to it. And then I'm able to like either dance with her or like do my own thing. But regardless, like she gets very engaged by things that she might not be seeing every day. And then what else? Oh, okay. My next tip is probably something that is very relatable, maybe too relatable. My mom loves being mean. Like it is like a genuine hobby. She is very, very good at being mean and she enjoys it very, very much. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about and I don't need to go into detail. But so my thing is I try and like harness that anger and kind of redirect it towards like anyone else. And I noticed that my mom really loves making fun of people on TV. She loves being mean to people on TV. So sometimes when she's in a bad mood and she's directing that mood towards me, I'll cheer her up by just like refocusing that meanness and just heckling people on TV. She'll always follow my lead and like start making herself laugh because she's making fun of people. And it's just like a silly, lazy, easy thing to do to distract them, that really helps to take the heat off you. I'm going to show you guys my mom's favorite show to heckle, which is good because it's also one of my favorite shows to watch, The Bachelorette. If I can get it up for you guys. We love to hate watch The Bachelorette together.
So incredibly handsome and kind, and just have.
Yeah, I got it. Full acid beat. I can't.
Send it.
gotta put you in the silent.
What? Glad you're so special. She thinks that guy's her husband.